Today's document-based question is on the Industrial Revolution. All right, read the instructions, go through. You've got 50 minutes, 45 minutes to read and respond to the prompt, 5 minutes to upload, so really only 45 minutes. Step 1, make sure you have a thesis or claim, you have historical context, you're using all the documents or at least 4. You have 2 pieces of additional information from outside of the documents. They need to be 2 separate pieces of evidence, completely different from whatever you have. They must be different. 2 documents that you'd like to do sourcing on. Could be tone, could be point of view, what's the purpose of the documents, maybe their historical situation. And then the last part is this, evidence to corroborate, qualify, modify an argument. That's really just saying complex thinking. How well and sophisticated can you answer the question using these documents? Use them together, work with them. The question, so analyze various arguments that emerged over the course of the 19th century about how to improve the lives of European workers. The first thing you should do is underline or circle arguments. That's what you're really looking for. What are the arguments? And basically, how can we improve lives? So keep this in mind when you analyze the documents. Historical background. Economic changes in the 19th century dramatically increased the number of European industrial workers and transformed the conditions under which they lived and worked. So what you need to remember is that the world has drastically changed. New inventions are coming in and changing the way people are working. Farmers are no longer needed in large numbers as they were before. So urbanization is happening. People are leaving the countryside, going to the cities to work in factories, or they're going to the mines to be working there. You'll also remember conditions were not easy, and many people suffered under the Industrial Revolution. So what I'd like you to do next is set your timer. Give yourself 15 minutes to go through the 5 documents and take notes about the main idea and the point of view, which is the sourcing. When you're done, get a different color pen or start using a pencil, resume the slideshow to review document 4, and then go back and have a look at the other documents one more time. So let's look at document 4. It's a source from the London Working Men's Association, and it's a petition. So it's a petition to Parliament for the People's Charter, 1838. Perceiving the tremendous power you possess over the lives, liberty, and labor of the unrepresented millions, perceiving the revenue at your disposal, the relief of the poor in your hands, and the power of delegating to others the whole control of the monetary arrangements of the kingdom by which the laboring classes may be silently plundered or suddenly suspended from employment. Your petitioners earnestly pray your honorable house to enact that every person producing proof of his being 21 years of age shall be entitled to have his name registered as a voter, and that there shall be no property qualification for members of Parliament. The Working Men's Association is also hoping that if they get people who are in Parliament that represent their views, hopefully they'll use that revenue tax money to help the poor, which is a massive number of people, like we see here in the text, unrepresented millions. A couple things you may have noticed, again, highlighting is a petition. They're asking for something. So this association is asking for something to happen for Parliament to do it. So they're already assuming that Parliament has a lot of power over the lives of people. Look at this. Lives of liberty, labor of the unrepresented millions, perceiving the revenue at your disposal. So they're the ones who are in charge of the money, the tax money. And the relief of the poor is in their hands. So this group, this Working Men's Association, is asking them to do something. What do they want? They want people who are 21 years old to be able to vote. That's the main point. And Parliament, they know if they can vote, then they can pick their Parliament representatives that might be voting in their favor. So some possible sourcing might be the Working Men's Association is made up of members of the class most impacted by the Industrial Revolution. These are probably people who are workers. So they have firsthand knowledge about the lack of representation. If they can't vote for the members of Parliament, then probably members of Parliament might not be interested in their point of view. Also, they might have experience with what this life has been like for them. Also, when you're presenting a petition is asking for something. So they might be asking or hoping to gain approval for new legislation, changes to the factory system, changes to the mining system. They're probably hoping that these changes that might happen with legislation or laws will improve the lives of people, working class people. So now continue to review the documents and then begin reviewing historical context, your organization, your categories, and write a possible thesis. Be ready to turn in your documents analysis for all 5 documents and to ask questions when we meet.